Good morning, students. Today's topic is Protista. Protista is a kingdom in 5 kingdom classification of RHP Checkers. कैसे जीव हैं इसमें, उनकी प्रकृति कैसी है? What are protists? हम प्रोटिस्ट किसे कहते हैं? तो all eukaryotic unicellular life forms, eukaryotic unicellular life has been kept in the kingdom Protista. They resembles, this unicellular either resembles to plant, animal or fungi. So they are heterogeneous group. Protists are heterogeneous kingdom. Heterogeneous kingdom. R.H. Whittaker's plan was also mentioned that the Protista, which have evolved from Monera, is not a monophyletic group. Some have characteristics like plant, some have characteristics like animal, and some have characteristics like fungi. So, different type of unicellular has been kept in a common kingdom known as Protista. So, heterogeneous kingdom have some and unicellular life which are plant-like. Algae. Some are animal-like protozoans. Animal-like protozoans. Some are fungi-like molds. Fungi-like molds. There are several unicellular algae which have also developed characteristics of heterotrophic nutrition somehow, and differ from other algae on the basis of pigment present in them. So such diverse form of algae is a diverse group which have the capability to perform heterotrophic nutrition in absence of phototrophic nutrition, has been categorized in Protista kingdom under chrysophytes and dinoflagellates and euglenoids. So these members of algal group has been kept in Protista, kingdom Protista. Well, one more important thing about Protista is that this kingdom was derived by Haeckel, Ernst Haeckel, in 3 kingdom classification: Protista, Animalia, Plantae. So at that time, all the prokaryotic life forms was placed inside Protista in a phylum called Monera. Monera was used as a phylum under Protista in 3 kingdom classification. But in 5 kingdom classification, Protista contains all eukaryotic unicellular life forms, which has not been studied under algae in Plantae or in Animalia or in fungi. They have been kept separated from these groups, this kingdom, like animal, Plantae and fungi. Why molds has been kept in Protista when we have a separate kingdom fungi for saprophytes? Because this molds does not show characteristics, basic characteristics, and on the basis of nutrition only we cannot put them in fungi kingdom. Molds are saprops, molds saprops हैं, लेकिन उसके अलावा इनके वेजिटेटिव फेज में सेल वॉल इज एब्सेंट. रिप्रोडक्टिव फेज इज प्लांट लाइफ एंड द न्यूट्रिशन इज fungi like. So such lower fungi has been separated from fungi and has been kept in Protista as the ancestral block for these kingdoms. So it is thought that Monera evolved into a eukaryotic life form of 3 types. Some was plant-like, some was animal-like, and some was fungi-like. And these 3 groups give rise to kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, and kingdom fungi. So this group of unicellular life form constitute Protista. So Protistans are the livestock, basic ancestral livestock for these 3 future kingdoms, to which these 3 kingdom will have evolved, not will evolve, have evolved from this basic group. This group resembles to algae, and we have believed that the algae has developed from it, and from algae plant kingdom has developed. From fungi, mold-like fungi, the today's higher fungi has developed, and from this group the modern animal kingdom has developed. So Protistan is a heterogeneous kingdom. Nutrition in Protista. Protista are autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. In heterotrophic, they may be parasitic, saprotrophic, or decomposes. They may be parasitic or pathogenic. Autotrophic nutrition. They perform photosynthesis and photosynthesis is performed by only plant like algae in Protista, not all. So this is the basic characteristics of Protista. Now habitat. Most of the protistans are aquatic. For example, plant like algae. 95% of the plant like algae are survive in aquatic habitats, and 95% of plant like algae, which is also known as phytoplanktons, are protistans. Then phytoplanktons have 80% of global share in photosynthesis. 80% of global share of photosynthesis. Apart from that, the molds may be terrestrial, molds may be aquatic, molds may develop over plant, rotten plants parts or animals' body. They may also be present in aquatic medium. Most of the protozoans are either aquatic or parasitic. Few are terrestrials also, very few, but most of them are aquatic and parasitic or symbiotic. For examples, amoeba is aquatic form, paramecium is aquatic form. Then we have trypanosoma, leishmania, plasmodium. These are pathogenic form and are parasitic. So this is the general characteristics of protistans. Now, if you have completed this, please see it on the book. If you want to take the screenshot, please take it. Now we come over plant like algae. Plant like algae. In this section, we have three fibers. One is chrysophytes. Then we have dinoflagellates. And then we have euglenoids. So, in plant like algae, we will study these three groups. Then, molds. In molds, which are fungi-like molds, we have two groups: the slime mold and water mold. Then animal-like protozoans. Animal-like protozoans have been classified on the basis of locomotory organ present in them. Some protozoans have amoeboid movement. Such groups are called amoeba. The protozoans which exhibit amoeboid movement are called amoeba. Then we have a second group which have cilia for locomotion. Such groups are known as ciliates. Then we have a group which have flagella for locomotion. Such groups are known as flagellates. Then we have a group in which there is no locomotory organ and reproduce by forming spores are called as sporozoans. Sporozoans. So these are the three divisions of Protista in which we have to study about chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime mold, water mold, amoeba, ciliates, flagellates and sporozoans. So we start with these headings one by one in our classes. But before that, we focus upon general characteristics and phases in their life, the common characteristics among them, and common projections. For examples, if we will consider all this, what are the pattern of reproduction in them? They exhibit asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. On the basis of ploidy level, they shows haplontic life cycle and diplontic life cycle. What is haplontic life cycle and what is diplontic life cycle? When the longer phase of life have diploid genome, then it is called diplontic life cycle. If the longer phase of life is haploid genome, it is called haplontic life cycle. So, in both of them, there are two events of meiosis. One is called zygotic meiosis, and the other is called gametic meiosis. Gametic meiosis. What happens in zygotic meiosis? Zygotic meiosis occurs by the vegetative cells converts into gamete and they fuse to form 2N. And the meiosis occurs in the zygote and 4 haploid spores are produced which complete their life cycle, and the life cycle is called haploid because most of the part of the life is haploid. So this is zygotic meiosis. This event is called zygotic meiosis. Whereas some of them shows diplontic life cycle, and in that gametic meiosis occurs. The animal is 2N, they produce haploid gamete by the process of meiosis. So, for the production of gamete meiosis occurs, that's why this mode of reproduction is called gametic meiosis. And gametic meiosis results in formation of 2N to which adults develop. So this is called diplontic life cycle. Diplontic life cycle. So most of the plants and animals like protozoans have members which follow one among these two trends. So the life cycle may be diploid or haploid. It depends upon the species, and there is not any regular pattern of following only a trend in it. Species may look alike, but they may differ in reproductive traits. So, one more important thing, in plant like algae, dinoflagellates is a topic, is a group. Dino has been given the name because they have two flagella, one is transverse and the other is median. And as far as the genetic material is concerned, dinoflagellates are termed as connecting link between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, because the genetic material is organized as nucleus but not contain histone protein or any kind of folding of genetic material inside nucleus. So from prokaryotic, it is an advanced structure which have nuclear membrane, but the genetic material is not folded on histone protein. So it is one step behind eukaryotic cells also, but it has the tag of eukaryotic cell. Evolution point of view, it is an intermediate between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay, so this was a glimpse of kingdom Protista. In next class, we will study about the members in detail. Till then, study the chapter, study the topic, know the basis of classification, try to understand how the group and the kingdom Protista has been designed, what is the purpose of separating algae from algal kingdom to the Protista, from fungi kingdom to the Protista, and from protozoans and animal kingdom to the Protista. Because it is somehow different and primitive in characteristics than their real groups. So they are ancestral stock and they have been put in a separate kingdom which is called Protista. So study it, make notes on that. In our next class, we will discuss one by one chrysophytes, dinoflagellates and euglenoids, slime mold, water mold and amoeba, ciliates, flagellates and sporozoans. Till then, goodbye. Stay at home, stay safe. Bye.